ChatGPT can now, if you so choose, remember and reference all of your past conversations with it, not just the ones you have explicitly saved, thanks to a new feature release from OpenAI. So what can happen now here is that ChatGPT can reference previous chats to deliver more personalized responses, no matter what you happen to be prompting ChatGPT to do. Now, this is different from and builds on top of the memory features released last year and goes a bit further. So, there used to be and still are those kind of saved memories you can ask ChatGPT to explicitly keep. But now there's also, if you so choose, chat history references, which are insights it passively gathers to make future conversations smoother and more relevant. So this is a big step towards OpenAI's long-term vision of AI that grows alongside you, and one that, as CEO Sam Altman put it, quote, gets to know you over your life. This feature is rolling out now to Pro and Plus users, except it is not at the moment in the EU and a few other countries due to AI regulations there. And you can still opt out of this entirely or start a temporary chat session if you prefer for your conversation not to be referenced or remembered. So, Paul, this feature is a pretty big deal. I mean, some thoughts I'm wondering if you could kind of respond to here. It seems really, really valuable if you are comfortable with giving ChatGPT that kind of access to your past chats and conversations. Not to mention, it seems like if this is something you find tons of value in, you are now probably, I would guess, much less likely to leave ChatGPT if it has all this context and memory about you. But on the other hand, I can also see there are a fair amount of people that appear hesitant here to use this feature.
Yeah, I think that they're both true. Like it is a very powerful feature. It could be a potentially sticky feature. It's also a feature Google has and is going to build on. And if you think about the data Google has, not only does it have chat potentially if you use Gemini, but it has emails and search and all these other components that it can know you even more deeply. Google Maps, Waymo, like start mixing in all of these other things, your Pixel devices, your Nest cams. So Google, if again you allow it, this is the kind of next frontier these companies are competing for, is to take all of your personal data to create truly personalized experiences for you through your AI, so they can build truly personalized assistants. Apple, if they ever get themselves together, could play in this world too. They're just much more protective of your private information. So it's helpful maybe to highlight a couple of things. There's a great or very helpful memory FAQ that OpenAI also updated related to this. So I would recommend people read this because I think it's very important people understand what their privacy rights are here and what is maybe automatically turned on and what you need to turn off. So from the FAQ page, it says ChatGPT can now remember useful details between chats, making its responses more personalized and relevant. As you chat with ChatGPT, whether you're typing, talking, or asking it to generate an image, so this is multimodal, it will remember helpful context from previous conversations, like your preferences and interests, and use that to tailor its responses. The more you use ChatGPT, the more useful it becomes. You start to notice improvements over time as it builds a better understanding of what works best for you. You can also teach ChatGPT something new by saying it in a chat. For example, quote, remember that I'm a vegetarian when you recommend a recipe. To check what ChatGPT remembers, just ask, what do you remember about me? I don't know if you've done that yet, Mike, but I did it. It's kind of fascinating.
It is.
It says you're in control of what ChatGPT remembers. You can delete individual memories, clear specific or all saved memories, or turn memory off entirely in your settings. If you'd like to have a chat without using or updating memory, use the temporary chat, as you mentioned, Mike. Temporary chats won't reference memories and won't create new memories. If memory is on and you want to fully remove something ChatGPT remembers, you will need to delete both the saved memories and settings and the chat where you originally shared this information. If this sounds to you like people are just going to not change anything and they're just going to accept whatever OpenAI sets as the standard, you are probably correct. I would imagine that of their, what now sounds like 600 or 700 million users, the vast majority are never going to touch these settings and they're just going to not even probably know that this is a thing. So that to me is like memory is just going to be a part of the chat experience moving forward. It says ChatGPT enterprise workspace owners can turn memory on or off for all users. So if you are a workspace memory or workspace user in enterprise, it doesn't say team. I don't know if team doesn't have that option. You don't have a choice here. It's your admin that has the choice for you. Couple other quick, interesting notes. They had in the FAQ, it says, does memory remember sensitive information? It says memory raises important privacy and safety considerations, especially around what type of information should be remembered and how that information is used. They continued, we're taking steps to reduce bias and have trained ChatGPT not to proactively remember sensitive information like health details unless you explicitly ask it to. We are continuing to prove how the model handles this type of information. You're in control. You can review and delete saved memories, ask ChatGPT what it remembers about you, and delete specific conversations. This one is interesting to me because I have had a health issue recently that I was definitely talking to ChatGPT about. And when I was asking for what it remembers about me, none of those details are there. I think it's real important for people to know they're there. They're just choosing not to surface them to you. So what they're basically saying is like, we remember everything you ask us to. We just classify stuff and extract it when you ask us about memories, basically. So it's how good are they at filtering this sensitive and private information is really the question, not whether or not they know it. And then a couple other quick notes. Do you train your models with memories? It says if you have the improve the model for everyone setting turned on, so if you're not aware of it, there is an option in your settings, I think it's under privacy, where you can turn on or off, improve the model for everyone. If it's on, they will use your information to train their models. So it says, if you have improved the model for everyone setting turned on, we may use content you've shared with ChatGPT, including past chats, saved memories, and memories from those chats to help improve our models. Now, a couple quick personal notes here. The first thing I thought about when we first started talking about memory is I have two ChatGPT accounts. I have our ChatGPT team account for the company, and I have a personal ChatGPT account. I happen to have a pro license personally. I'm generally pretty good about having business related conversations within my business account and my personal conversations in my personal account, except I don't always think to like look and see which account is active. I just go in the app and whatever one happens to be active. Um, something I think would be correct if you only have a single ChatGPT account and you use it for both personal and business reasons. What I learned is you can go in and ask it to segment those memories. So the way I learned this is I actually gave it the like, what do you remember about me thing? And it sort of like mashed together some stuff. So it gave me, it categorized these as professional interests, business and strategic projects, creative and personal interests, preferences, and styles. And so what I found when it first outputted is it was mixing memories of things relevant to me and then things I did for someone else. So if I was like demonstrating it to someone, like how to, create a children's book or something, it thinks I'm writing a children's book. And so all these memories are just like mashed together and it doesn't know the context. But the part that was really weird is when it did this and it mashed together my own stuff and other people's stuff, I said to it, you're mixing memories of things I've done to help others, like a children's book, and my own activities and interests. And it replied, great point, and thank you for the clarification. Let me separate those more accurately. And it did. It was weird. Like it all of a sudden knew everything that wasn't for me and then everything that was for me. So my guess is if you use ChatGPT for personal and business and you say, hey, split my memories into personal memories and things that I do for business, my guess is it's going to filter them really well. And then it replied back. It's like, want me to revise what I remember based on your own projects and pursuits versus what you've done for others? I said, yes. And then it said, got it. From now on, I'll make a clear distinction and focus on your own work and interests unless you specify otherwise. If you ever want to highlight work you've supported for others, just let me know. Do you want a fresh recap of your core activities and interests now? This is wild. Like there's more going on here than just like information retrieval. There is like an understanding of the context of like how are you using these things. And again, said it a million times, this is the dumbest form we're ever going to have. Like these things are only going to get smarter, and the people that choose to allow them to have access to these memories, again, not just OpenAI but Google and others, they are going to have very different, more powerful experiences with these chatbots. But it's a very slippery slope also. So yeah, that's just some context. Check your
Yeah.
settings though. It's a good reminder to check your settings and see what you're allowing to be remembered.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's already opened up some really intriguing possibilities, but like you said, it's how comfortable are you going to be taking advantage of this?
Yep.